are now watching Sitting with Dino.
You wanted some tips on beginning a YouTube career? Sounds like something you'd be interested in? Then look no further. I find that the more I'm doing this series, the more weird I get. And you'll probably see that, hopefully, because hopefully the edits are gonna bang and that you're actually going to like what I'm seeing here. Anyway, so part of my sit down series is... what's today's video? Alright, yeah. Today's video, which is recorded on the same day as all the other videos, because why not? Today's video is tips for beginning YouTubers. So, you might be thinking, you know, this is the same shit that you did the last week, or this is the same video that you did the other day. No, none of that stuff. This is particularly tips about becoming a YouTuber. You might think, why do we need to know that? Well, you don't. But it's going to be easier if you listen to me. You might as well give me the views and the subs, because help me help you. Seems a little forced. Like, you can sub if you want. I would appreciate it. You don't have to, but it would help me. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, and any help would be a good idea. And also just realized I didn't plug myself in any of the other videos. But please subscribe. So, disclaimer. There are a number of different tips that vary depending on who you listen to and what kind of content they make. However, I will say that I am the best, and that I will give you the best tips. Just because I'm not in starting mood. And is that a shot? Yes, it's a shot. So basically, I just want to say, if you're starting out and you want to know how to not make the same stupid mistakes that I made, then keep listening to this lovely face. These are things that you don't want to do, I think. Okay, never mind that. Okay, so tip number 1 is don't wait for a perfect moment to start YouTube. If you're like me and you procrastinate a lot, you will always find reasons not to do something, or you'll do it in like 2-3 years depending on what it is. Don't be like me, do it. Like Nike, just do it. Yeah, so if you're watching this video and you actually want to begin YouTube, don't be like me and procrastinate, just do it. Do it! Insert Shia LaBeouf now. Do it! Yeah, so is that what I was saying? Yeah, so basically, yeah, the earlier you start, I feel like the better you will get, because you just get better. So if you start like literally right now, but right now after this video, see what I did there? You start after this video, it'll obviously be better than if you start in like 3-4 months down the road, because you'll have learned so much in those 3-4 months. So yeah, do that. Okay, number 2 for beginners. This kind of comes back to me making mistakes, so you shouldn't make this mistake. Use free programs. Now what do I mean by free programs? If you want to know what free programs specifically, link to my video on such free programs will be there or there. Depending on where the card is going to be, it's going to be in the top corner of one of these videos anyway. So free programs are your friend and they are free, so why not use them? You tend to make this mistake anyway, like you think that you need the best, most expensive programs to do something, and that is wrong. So what do I mean by that? You don't need to pay money for things when you can get the exact same thing for free. Plus, lads, tutorials are your friends. Is that another thing? Okay, so that's not a point. So, tutorials for everything. I will guarantee you, right? You can learn how to use free software that costs you absolutely nothing and get the same professional results. I sound like I'm pitching you a specific program, but I'm not. If anybody wants me to do promos for their actual paid products, let me know below and you can pay me for whatever, because obviously I'm just a natural seller and I'm selling you the idea without even selling you a specific product. So yeah, brand deals below. Email me, dino93business@gmail.com. Cheers. You don't need Photoshop. There's alternatives to it. You don't need, what is it, After Effects. There's an alternative for it. You don't need Illustrator to make a logo. There's alternatives to that. And basically the majority of stuff that you use, you can get free on some other alternative. Like, there are people that actually do this stuff for a living. They make alternatives to these mainstream ideas, and it's funny because I find a lot of them are a lot easier to use, or they're very similar, of which you'll see in my free program video. Must watch after this video, and I will link it up here somewhere. Third thing, this is debated, right? And it's debatable because a lot of people, I feel, use it in different ways, but I would strongly recommend that you study your analytics, right? So what are your analytics, and what do I say when I mean study your analytics? I mean study your demographics. So look at who is particularly watching your content, like male, female, their age range, where they are in the world, and what videos of yours do they tend to watch better. Why would I say that? Because obviously, if you find a specific video does well on your channel and you can associate what demographics follow that video, then you're going to do a lot better than if you just put up random content, hope that it does well, and you might see very, very wide amount of different groups will have watched that video. So when I say study your analytics, I don't mean check every time you're on your phone, and I'm guilty of that just because I like that stuff. Like, I like statistics. I did that kind of stuff in uni, so I mean, it interests me in that sense, but look at it in the point of you're bettering yourself. Yeah, just don't become obsessive about it to the point where you're watching it so much that you're not learning anything from it. Like, the point of studying your analytics is to learn and grow from it, so you're using it to help grow your channel because you're targeting those who are more likely to view your content. What are we on now? 1, 2, 3. Number 4, and the biggest one, and I swear it works, right? But there is a disclaimer: don't do it if you can't afford it, because you don't need it, it just helps you. But promote your content. Now, what do I mean when I promote your content? So there are a number of different ways that you can do this. You can pay people to promote your channel through the likes of specific websites. So Sprizzy would be one. I also have an affiliate link. If you wanted to use that, it'll be in the description below, where you pay them a fee. They go off and they promote your whatever specific video you want, and you will get views and hopefully subscribers and comments and all that come with that. But the point is, your video is being shown to people who might otherwise not be seeing your content. I would personally, at this point, if you understand how to do ads and you know how to get the results from them, use Google Ads. If you're not sure, or if you've never put ads on your video before, use the likes of Sprizzy. If you would like me to do a video about how I do my own ads, let me know, because I would love to do something comparing the two of them. But if there's no want for me to do them, it's fine. But what do I mean when I say promote your content? I promote a lot of my stuff because I'm in a very small country per se. My audience wouldn't be big in general, so the purpose of me promoting my content through the likes of ads is that it gets shown to other people who might have an interest in that content anyway. But you know, my content is not getting enough searches in order for them to see my content, so Google Ads will show them my content in the form of recommended, or through what I do with video discovery ads. So when you're watching a video, my ad will be placed along the side. Yeah, so again, it can be expensive depending on if you're like me and you do 3 videos a week. So I would recommend doing it, but only if you can afford to, because there's no point doing it if you don't have the finance to do it. And it's not necessary, but it does help you to grow at a little bit of a quicker pace than if you were to just upload general content. Again, like I said, you're very good to find out what demographic and what content works better for you if you do ads, so it is beneficial in that sense. What else? Okay. I suppose one of the big things that people, you know, like to take, and you know, they like to start. How am I going to phrase this? I say one of the big things that people tend to not exactly stick to is making content that you actually enjoy. Like, it's all well and good that you make, you know, content that you're good at. So like, if you're good at singing, you make singing content. Or, you know, you sing and you make a video of it, but like, if you don't actually enjoy it, or you don't enjoy making content from it, you're not going to actually do very well on YouTube. Because if you don't like your content, and if you don't like how, you know, how you've edited or how you've put it together, people watching it aren't going to like it. And it doesn't matter if you're making, you know, very niche kind of content. If it's not good, or if you don't consider it good, others aren't going to consider it good. So make content you like. It doesn't matter if you're in an area where there's hundreds of thousands of others like you. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter. The whole point is to have fun with this. The whole point of being a YouTuber is that it's fun, it's creative, it's something that a lot of people wish they could do, or wish they had the time to do. But, you know, you're one of the lucky few that can afford to put their time into this, and you should enjoy that process. So have fun with it. So enjoy doing the content that you're doing. Enjoy editing. Now, I know, like, I hate editing just because it takes so long, but I still have fun with it. I still like to learn how to do new things. You know, a lot of my content lately has a lot of, you know, effects in it. I love putting in green screen effects, and I love doing memes and doing transitions between cameras and all that kind of stuff that I've just started to learn how to do because I have the time to do it now. So enjoy it, have fun. But if you don't enjoy it, then you're not going to get out of it everything that you can. So just keep that in mind when you're starting. Make sure that you love the kind of content that you're going to be creating. And there's nothing wrong with you changing content after initially falling in love with it. You know, there's nothing stopping you from branching out and doing different kinds of content. I think most people do that. And if they don't, it would probably be okay if they didn't. Yeah, so another thing, again, I've pointed out in a number of videos, is try and find people with similar goals to yourself. So you might have a lot of friends that would watch certain YouTubers, or they might, you know, have a bit of an understanding about what goes into it. But if if you don't have friends who are specifically doing it and again know the time and effort it takes into making content, then it's going to make everything a lot harder for you because you won't have anyone to sympathize with you about the actual work that you're doing. So if you can, if you don't have people in your immediate circle who are doing this, seriously try your best to make friends with people who are doing it, who are at a similar level to you and who are trying to grow and have similar goals to you, because it'll make everything a lot easier. Like me and DM will have conversations about editing and how this video took hours and how it's a pain in the ass, but at least, you know, we have the understanding that editing can be a bitch. I recommend that. Just, it's a lot easier than explaining it to someone who doesn't necessarily know, and I feel like there's a lot, it's a very, very niche job in itself, because yeah, you can have, you know, loads of people doing YouTube, but the people that are at the top, or you know, who are actually making a living from this and making money off it, you know, I'd like to think that a lot of them have friends in similar positions who are doing the exact same thing and who understand, which would mean that if you're starting off, do the same as them, follow them. If they have a group of friends, you have a group of friends. The majority of the people I watch have friends who are content creators. They do the same kind of work, and there's a reason for that, because they can sympathize and they understand and can help grow together and understand how to make each other better as content creators. So my final point in tips, if you're going to start doing YouTube, is basically tutorials are your friend. Don't be afraid of them. If anything, just watch them. Leave them on when you're going to sleep. Tutorials can save your ass on so many occasions. Now I have a couple of them. I'll leave links to all the things that I've mentioned anyway in the bottom, if I haven't been too lazy to not include them in a card at some point. But my point is that there's no excuse for you to not do good things. What I mean is that there should be no excuse for you not being able to learn how to do something, because there's always going to be a tutorial. But you mightn't always be the best at it. Like, you still have to learn how to do things. You still have to learn and get the you still have to get the muscle memory to do things, and that comes with practice. And my point is that the more you practice and the more that you learn, the better you get. So for me, like, I'm at a stage where I can do basic things fairly well, but that doesn't stop me going off and learning how to do better things. Like, you know, I have files and I have handouts of things about how to make my content better in terms of SEOs, you know, descriptions, all these kind of things, and how to make better videos and editing, and how to be suspenseful. Like, I'm always trying to learn how to do better, and you know, like I said, I've put out content that probably wasn't the best to be putting out there, but I was in a learning phase. Now I understand how to do simple, good, clean content, and so that's what I do. But if it wasn't for tutorials, I'd been screwed, because I have no one that I know that can edit a video, that can even do Photoshop, or you know, who can tell me about SEOs or how to do a good description or any of that kind of stuff. So literally everything that I know is from watching others, from learning, from taking notes, and I would definitely suggest that everybody who watches this do the same, because it will make your time a lot easier. And again, it's all about making sure that from watching this video that you don't unnecessarily waste the time that could be spent making better content, making the same kind of mistakes that I did. Yeah. So enough of me being very serious, because I don't like it. I like being lighthearted. I'm basically a kid in an adult's body. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.